All right. Hey, okay. Oh man, I was pushing buttons and it didn't work. I don't know what was going on. Hey, look, yeah, Texas baby. You see that hat? I bet you people are looking at this saying, "What is Rashid doing with that hat on?" Yeah, man. I'm it's Texas. This is just my Texas day, I guess. Normally, I'm doing like a Dallas or Houston or something within Texas, but today it's a Texas hat. Um, I don't know. I was supporting, some of the local folks out there while we were traveling last couple of weeks, and we took a trip from Cali to Texas and had a good time with the family. And we need a little break every now and then. And so on our way back, and we stopped a couple of times. My wife got her a cowboy hat. I got me a Texas cowboy looking hat, some good Texas barbecue, and all that good stuff. Hey, today we're not talking about Texas barbecue and all that awesome stuff, but what I do want to talk about is something that comes up all the time. I'm talking, oh my God, every day somebody is hitting me up. Now, I mean, there's good people out there, good intentions, and most of the people that I talk to that do bring different platforms to my attention, they're just doing what they do, right? I mean, if you're in this game and you want to attract a good network, then you're going to go out there and you're going to talk to good people, and you're going to want those people to get on your team. Like, I've been there for years. Network marketing was a big deal for me, but I got to a point where um, I got tired of it, basically. And I'm gonna tell you, over time, what happened for me and what really exploded my community and the people in my audience, I would say my audience and community, because I consider a lot of people in my audience part of my community. And why do I say that? In two different ways. One is because there are people out there that watch, and we may not have a connection because we never talked, or maybe we just never had an opportunity to even kind of get to know each other or anything like that. But I have a community that's been rolling with me, talking for over a year, and there are a lot of people that decided that this wasn't for them, and that's just part of it. Like I said, the people that start with you may not finish with you, and that's okay, right? There's a transition at a point, right? If you understand business, there's a curve and so on and so forth. Um, with crypto and investing and online investing, alternative investments, you're going to have people that are not willing to weather the storm more than once, right? They're going to say, hey, look, I tried it, I'm out. But then you have people that I consider my community that say, you know what, Rashid, I know that you're doing exactly what I'm doing. And one of us are going to hit it, right? And because we're going to keep going until we get to um, that thriving, um, less effort, um, but an easy flow, right? And that's something that I heard from Oprah Winfrey, a quote one time, when she said, "Life is like a flow. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be like a salmon when it's pregnant and it's going back to where it came from. It's going upstream. It's fighting the bears and the environment and the rocks, and it's doing all of that hard work to get back to its origin, to lay those eggs and then start all over. And most of them don't make it. Life shouldn't be hard like that, right? And so, alternative investments should not be hard either. Therefore, we all look for something that is um, very, very simple, transparent, um, easy for us to understand, as far as the background, easiest for it to research, and to get a level of understanding. And so when it comes to trading platforms, we talk about crypto, we talk about Forex, we talk about all those things. Then over time, I've gotten to a point where it's an easy flow now. And therefore, when people um, bring on their multitude of trading platforms and opportunities, and most of them are trading platforms, or that's what they say, then I have to get to a point where I say, you know what, I'm good. Like, there are great platforms out there, but I'm not going to join them all. There are great platforms out there that, there's other YouTubers out there that talk about some great platforms. There's people on Facebook, massive YouTubers and Facebook, livers and StreamYarders that just, we can't do them all, right? And so I listen to everybody. I get good input from so many different resources and sources. But at the end of the day, I was like, man, I got to talk about this stuff because it's so much out there. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna have a conversation with you. I'm not gonna, make this a big agenda type deal, but I want to have a conversation because this issue of which platform is better, which one is best, which one is this, which one is that, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you prefer what you prefer, right? And my daughter's coming, and so you have to decide what works for you. I don't decide that. You decide that. And so that's really what I want you to understand. All right. So I think you can probably see my screen. So I'm going to go over here and we're going to shift. This is Bitmonsters. Um, so Bitmonsters is an interesting platform. It is one of the platforms. They do have a trading element that is really, really prevalent within the platform. It's interesting because I clicked on trading and it took me to the desktop. So it's very weird, but that's okay. Let's take a look and see if that makes sense. Let me go over here. All right, so you can see that, right? All right, because this is just an example of one of the platforms. But anyway, since we're here, I wasn't going to talk about this one first, but I'm gonna tell you there are a multitude of platforms out there that do trading, and um, when you listen to and do your research, right? A good friend of mine, he just sent me a message on my Telegram group, and he's been following me a long time. And he knows that, when I talk about something, I'm talking about it with the best of intentions and the best of integrity. I'm talking about it because I believe that the research that I've done is worth, having this conversation and exposing it so people can see that, hey, here's a good platform. I don't have a crystal ball, so if something doesn't go well in the end, then that's that's the way, the people just really planned it out that way. But this gentleman, a really good friend of mine from Canada, he actually has been, like I said, following me for a while, and he had some really good things that it made me think about, what I do, very conscious about what I do and what I put out there into the environment, because I want good vibes, I want good energy, so people will know that I'm really, really looking into things before I bring them to the group or to the community. And so I appreciate, the fact that I have people that keep me on my toes, keep me honest, and keep me with the best of intentions. So but he did, send something a few minutes ago, and it says DYOR, and I'm like, that's awesome, because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Do your own research, right? Do your own research. But here's the issue when you get into that doing your own research piece. I'm gonna kind of give you a different angle to this that some of you may not quite understand. Um, and this may sound kind of weird, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. Hold on, let me close the door. Ah, like my Texas hat? That's cool, ain't it? Bam. So here's the deal. If I come on here and I talk to you about a platform, if you've been with me for 5 months, 6 months, and you may have joined a program, may not have joined a program. What if most of the time you don't join the program because you're just following and watching, and because you're hesitant, because you're scared? You lost $100 or $200 in a program, and now you watch every program. That's not doing due diligence. That's not really doing any research. That's just afraid to make a decision. That's what that is, right? Um, like I said, if you've watched me and you see that, one, I can show you that I'm earning in a platform, but you're still watching, then where does the analysis stop and the action start, right? So those are some of the things that I really really want to get over to people. When you talk about, you know, due diligence and research, there's a point where you got to take action. That's kind of my thing. Now, I'm going to get into a platform. Let me see if I can find that one. Another one that I want to talk about tech trades. Um, so, for those that are listening, here's some of the things that I'm going to talk about as far as these platforms, right? We got tech trades. I'm going to talk about Novatech. I'm going to talk about MVSX. I'm going to talk about automated capital, 8 minute trader, very hot, bit monsters, cash FX. I'm really not going to talk about that one, but it comes up because that's something that I started with a long time ago. Funds is another one that's popular. FX Sway has age redemption bot that's supposed to be blowing up, doing great things. Um, this automated capital, though, has been something that's popped up a few times. That's very hot too. So that is something that I want to just put out there. Um, but I want to talk a little bit about these because, you know, this is so the reason why I showed this picture right here is because when you look at what Bitmonsters is doing, the initial thing is it's kind of a funny, you know, kind of catchy, you know, little platform. But when you peel back the onion, you'll see they got a massive ecosystem. But they literally show the results of their trades. They show that, look, we're doing them. We're going short. We're going long. We have they do show that they use something similar to the Fibonacci rule to get those hit those, you know, the resistance and support in order to see where it's going to break out, if it's going to go long, if it's going to go short. They literally show this on their updates every month. And so I like the fact that they are very transparent with that. And they do show that, hey, look, these are the trades that we are in, and these are the percentages. I'm talking 2,000% wins, 890%, 1,100%. These guys are doing this. And so when people talk about it's not happening at that level, it's really happening. And so anyway, 14%, 16%, 35, 3, 14%. So they show, you know, the results, right? And so you can always kind of see what they're doing. Now, when they do their updates on their webinars, you can see that as well. All right. So I just wanted to kind of give you an idea what these guys are showing in their particular platform. Okay. So that just to give you a little insight to some of that. Now, let's go over here and let's look at another platform. Let me look. All right. So I told you I'm going to talk a little bit about, like I said, tech trades, but tech trades has TP Global FX and they have Hero FX or Hero X as their brokers, right? They had one, now they have two, and they're going from MetaTrader 4 to MetaTrader 5. And they're trying out some things right now with that because we got some information about how things were running, and the liquidity provider could not keep up with the bots. It's very interesting. But I, as a cautionary action, I was getting ready to go ahead and launch, you know, like, hey, boom, you guys, you know, my community, like, get in. This is awesome. This is happening. And about a week and a half ago, I said, okay, I'm in, but they are looking at another broker. And if they change, then I'm going to have to change kind of my data as well. And so I didn't want to do that. To me, it just was too much trouble to start, you know, one today and then have to do another one tomorrow. I was like, man, I don't want to go through all of that. Right. So I didn't. I told everybody, hold on, you know, we're gonna get on board, but we just, you know, we want to do it all at one time instead of kind of piecemealing it, right? So that's kind of where I was at. With that, I wanted to do it all at one time versus kind of start and stop. And that's why I told everybody, hold on, let's see what's going on in the background, and then we'll go ahead and launch this thing. So that's what I did for about 2 weeks. I watched, and I had already put in $500 to test it out. So I was watching to see how things were going to go. Well, if you've been in my Telegram group, then I think you already know how it was going, right? And so there's a couple of other ones that I want to talk a little bit about you have, and I'm gonna come back to that tech trades because I want to give you a little more insight on why that one is the trading platform of choice. So now, let's go to Novatech. Let's talk a little bit about Novatech. So the thing about Novatech, just right off the top, let me tell you the thing is, a lot of people um, approached me about Novatech, and they approached it in the wrong way, and that's where I was turned off, right? And so when I looked at the thing, I did a review of it. I did a review of Novatech, right after crypto future went down. I was looking at different options, and I wanted to make sure everybody had the right information. There was Novatech. There was, what was it? Empire X. There was Kiwi Trade, Smart Trade, um, Copy Pro Traders. There was Royal Q, some couple other ones out there, right? So all this was happening at that time, and I remember doing an actual review. And the one thing that really stood out to me was they wanted, Manifest FX came along as well. Yeah, Manifest FX. That was another one that I was part of as well. Now, I actually did join that one, just so y'all know. So I was actually inside, and I, just like Cash FX, I can talk about it because I actually was part of that system. Um, but Novatech, I want to clear this up so people will know. Um, yeah, initially, the people that did bring it to me, I didn't really like the way it was presented, and people had the wrong reasons going into it. Then the second thing was they were charging a monthly fee. And I'm like, why charge a monthly fee? Now, with the trading platform, when you use a broker, then yes, sometimes there's a performance fee, right? Somebody is operating the system, so of course they're going to get paid. So who wouldn't, if the system is bringing you 20% a week, and they're taking 10% of that, you get 90%. I mean, I'm good with that. If they take 20%, you get 80%. I'm good with that, right? I mean, what's the problem with the performance fee? It doesn't matter to me. They are doing the trading. If it's a bot, if it's whoever programmed it, they're monitoring it, and they get a 20% performance fee. I'm fine with that. Now, what I'm not fine with is actually paying a monthly rate just to be in the program. That I just don't think that's makes sense at all. So anyway, moving on to Manifest FX was one that I had a bad experience with them. I did join their program because they said they were doing about 37% or something like that, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And that was like per month. So anyway, by the time I got in there, um, the customer service was horrible. Some guy, this British guy, was on there, and this other guy. It was all about trying to hype you up, and trying to give you this whole personal development kind of guru type deal. They were always just talking about trying to hype you up and keep you on board, but I didn't really see anything positive about it. There was a guy from Ireland or England that I was part of his group, and he actually was doing some kind of binary trade, training or whatever, and showing people how to do that. But that was on the side. Like, I'm like, is this part of Manifest FX or is it something separate? So anyway, I just like, man, I didn't like the program. I kept, I was trying to get some responses from the owners or whatever and the admin, and it was just a stone wall. And so after about a year, I had totally forgot about the platform, and then come to find out, boom, hey, can I get a refund? And they were about to renew, because that's how I got a notification. They're going to renew my membership. And I was like, oh, no, you're not. I said, I need my money. And so after a year, they finally gave me my money back. So very weird. But here's what's interesting. I paid like $2,000 just to join the program because they had these different packages. And when I joined it, anyway, there was a problem with all of that. I was trying to get my refund. They didn't want to give it to me. So I put in like 3,000 into the brokerage account, and signed up for the PAM account, and they were running that thing. And so think about it. After a year, I hadn't taken anything out. I was on one of the top plans, and I wasn't monitoring it, but by the time that I was getting ready to withdraw, because I was fed up with them, I had about 5,000 in there. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it covered everything that I had put in anyway. Right. So I wasn't really worried about trying to get my money back because I had just earned in that year about $5,000 from the PAM account. So I finally got them to give me that money. I showed them that, look, I'm not even participating. Please just give it to me. They had like once a month you could withdraw. And I was like, no, I just want it now. Right. So anyway, got that out of it. So what's interesting about Manifest FX, I don't know if you guys listen to Crypto Muscle. Well, me and Crypto Muscle are pretty cool. And so here's what's funny. Crypto Muscle, he has some interactions with this guy called Tiwi. I first saw Tiwi talking about Manifest FX. And I actually followed and listened to him and learned a little bit about Manifest FX from him. And I actually contacted this guy named Tiwi. And so I wasn't impressed because what he was saying and trying to do was kind of not matching who he was, because he really didn't sound like he had a real plan. So I pretty much just walked away from that. And somewhere down the road, I hear Crypto Muscle talking about Tiwi and the burning tree, or the money tree. And oh my gosh, just slaughtering this guy. And I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. So anyway, I was thoroughly entertained when he mentioned the name. I'm like, I know this Tiwi guy. So anyway, yeah, it was crazy how we knew the same guy in the negative context of Manifest FX. So that's another platform that I would say stay away from. I don't care if they redo their platform 3 or 4 times; it's horrible. Um, so Novatech, great platform. I'm not paying a monthly fee to join the program, so don't matter how much money you're making. 3% a week is not exciting to me anyway. Now, here's what's interesting. I'm gonna give you some numbers. Tech Trades is doing maybe 2 to 6%, right? Minimum. Um, just a couple of days ago, they did 13% in one day. Um, a manual trade came through in the group, and with one of the brokers, he did 18%. Today we got 8.5%, but they guarantee 2 to 6%. All right. So I'm just saying it could fluctuate, but that's the number, 2 to 6% a day. That's what they're doing, crushing it. I made 159% in 10 days. So that's where I'm at. Novatech, 0.6% a day, about 3% a week. So you do the math, and you pay $25 a month, right? Under 25,000 in your account. Who's going to put 25,000 in the account to trade? Most people can't do that. The people that can, oh, of course, they're not going to pay a fee. But if you can't, you got to pay your $25 a month. All right. So anyway, that's one thing. Additionally, 0.6% a day, 3% a week, if you're, doing really good. So really just not something worth it. But they do have that binary. They do have the referral program. And so that's where you can make really a lot more of your money. MVFX, automated capital. I'm not in it. I can't speak to it in that context. But what I did hear from BOJ was that they're doing really well. Another sleep trader, another guy that I followed for a while, he said he put 100,000 in because he watched it for a while. It was doing about 1% a day, which is really awesome. Actually, that's 30% a month, right? And he after he followed it for a while, did some deposits and withdrawals, everything. He felt like that's something that he wanted to go ahead and dump some big money in. So I saw somebody put in 100,000 with automated capital, which is phenomenal. So I don't know, but if they're doing that, they're doing that. But they're averaging about 1% a day. But this in August, they're at about 41% per BOJ, right? And I did look at their Telegram chat, so that's what it is. 16% for the week. So you got you have tech trades that's doing maybe 30 to 40% a week. You have Novatech doing about 3% a week. You have automated capital doing an average of about 16% this past week, maybe 8% the week before. You have Bitmonsters doing about 6% a week. You have Cash FX doing about 3% a week and not paying you. If they do pay you, it's about 90 days plus to get something out of them. Believe me, I know. Funds doing about 3% a week, so that's about 0.6 per day. And then you have this AGE redemption bot, which, our guy CPMD says that they did about 90% in 2 weeks. Now, here's what's interesting about that PAM account. AGE has multiple bots. Some time ago, got into what we call FX Sway, chose the AGE PAM account. That AGE PAM account, I put in, I think about 1,200. Within the first maybe 2 weeks, I lost 600. Pulled out 600. And what I know is somewhere down the road, they said switch over to this other PAM account. I did not. I kept it moving. Now they're saying that one, doing like 90% in 2 weeks. Good for them. But I'm not putting no more money in it since they took all of my, money. Now, here's the thing that I really wanted to reveal to you before I get into why TP Global Tech Trades is my choice when it comes to these platforms. What you really want to understand when somebody asks you the question, do you have control of your funds? You got to really think about that for a second. You can think of controlling your funds because, hey, if I'm in crypto and the blockchain is peer-to-peer, then it's always in my control. And it's safe when it travels on the blockchain to get to that other peer, so to speak, to make a transaction, right? No, because if you're using an exchange like a Coinbase or Gemini, Kraken, Binance, they are a centralized exchange. You're going to pay them to move your money. So are you really in control of your funds? Not really. Peer-to-peer is I send them to a person that I choose or I've dealt with, and they understand that that's coming and it's between us two. That is, you control it from point A to point B. In a trading platform, when somebody says, do you control your funds? How many trading platforms that have Forex associated with that trading platform will let you keep your own money in your wallet versus a broker? Yes, zero, right? Now, if it doesn't have a Forex attached to it, then you can have it in your wallet. But here's the trick. They're going to ask you for credits. They put it in the different ways: units, credits, royalties. It's so many different terms they use. That's what Kiwi Smart Trade, they use the term credits because they didn't want you to think that they were taking your money. But here's what was happening. And this is where you got to understand this. When a trading platform says that you have control of your funds, you have control over how much you put in, they have control over how much they use. So if they're trading for you, if it's a bot or not a bot, they're taking credits, but that credit is your money. I don't care if it's in your wallet. I don't care if it's in their broker account. It doesn't matter where it's at. That's how you trade. You have to pay for it, right? Either you're putting it in there and it's growing, or you're putting it in there and it's losing. One or the other, that account is going to go up or it's going to go down, right? So how much control do you have? Can it take it all? No, it can't take it all because you can stop it at any time. That's the only control that you can refer to when somebody is talking about, do they have control? So don't get wrapped around the ankle looking for, oh my gosh, I got to find one that has full control. You're not going to have full control of your funds. It's not going to happen because somebody somewhere somehow has to maneuver to make that trade happen. And they got to take money from somewhere. If they don't take the money, you're not going to make any money. You cannot make money without putting something in somebody's account. You can, because it's their system. Okay. So what it boils down to is if you want to control 100% of your funds in a trading platform, it has to be your trading platform. You created it, you built it, you developed it, you maybe hire some people to run it, but it has to be your finger on the button. because then you have full control. But if you don't have ownership, you can't keep the money in your control when you're trading crypto, Forex, or anything else. Okay. It's nothing wrong with that though. Because if you want to buy a stock, do you argue with the person about, hey, I want to make sure my money stays in my bank account, but I want to buy 1,500, your margin account ain't going to handle that, but you want 1,500 Microsoft stock, but you don't want to give them the money? What is the world coming to? Anyway, I understand. Believe me, I've lost money with a lot of platforms because, people understand there's rug pulls, there's, thieves out there, there's criminals. Yes, you're absolutely right. Do what you can to protect your funds. 100%. You choose where you want to put your funds. If you choose to believe that, this broker is more safe than that broker, then great. Do your due diligence, find out what you need to find out to make you comfortable with that decision, and go for it. I'm going to tell you, I'm past that, right? I have a level of risk capital. I have a level of risk tolerance. And I have to believe that I've done enough research to bring me to the level of believing they're not going to run off with my money. And if they do, I have to know that that money is what I am willing to part with. That's how I do what I do. That's why my 6 figures in this particular game, in one of the 10 programs that I'm in, right? That's why I'm there. It's because I don't wait for it to happen. I go make it happen. Okay. So I say that because I want you to understand you have to make a decision. You have to get off the fence. You have to get in the game if you're going to win. It is no two ways about it. That is the only way we can do this. Right. So anyway, today, I'm going to remind you, I talked about novatech a little bit so people know why I'm not in it and I'm not planning to get in it. MVFX automated capital looks really good. It has potential. 8-minute trader. I know I didn't talk about 8-minute trader too much. I had somebody say that they earn about 7% on one of the trades, in like a 3-minute period, because you get to watch the trader, you get to push some buttons, but they're going to charge you $100 a month. Like, really? No, not doing it. So anyway, like I said, I'm not mad at somebody for having a program that they charge per month because they believe that the value they bring, they can ask for that. And there are people out there that believe they have to pay that in order to make some money. Not true. Not true, right? Pay the performance fee, keep it moving. You don't have to pay to play. Just pay because somebody actually did the work. You don't have to pay them up front. If they lose, why are you paying them if they lose? It's crazy. $100 and something a month for what? It's crazy. I mean, if you want to pay, then fine. Go to Novatech, pay about $25 a month till you get to 25,000, and hey, you're good to go. Why would you pay over $100 a month? I don't care how good that person is. That's crazy. I don't even. I make over 100 a day, and I'm not paying them per month. That's wow. I don't get it. All right, check it out. So we talked 8-minute trader, great program, great platform. I hear the guy knows what he's doing. There are a lot of people making a lot of good money with it. So hey, I ain't got nothing negative to say about the trading piece. I'm just saying, just don't. There's no reason to pay over $100 a month to watch somebody trade. It's just mind blowing to me. Cash effects, you know what it is. Something that was really good at one time. They could be considered pseudo pioneers, kind of in this, alternative online investment space. I've made good money with Cash FX, so I'm not going to say that they're bad. About 3% or so a week was about where I was at. There are a lot of people that's making a lot of good money with them. Now, the problem is they're not paying, and so that's a problem. Funds, I don't know much about funds. I see videos about it. Different people are doing videos on it, but it has about a 3% a week passive income on it. I heard good things about it, so I don't have anything negative to say about it. But like I said, the top platforms that come across my mind and come across my Telegram and my, um, social media, so to speak, are really tech trades, novatech, automated capital. And then, like I said, Bitmonsters to me is a great platform. It's kind of like that sleeper cell that's going to wake up and surprise a lot of people. Really, really a cool platform. The ones I didn't talk about, um, CGL right now, or CGI. CGI is one of the up and coming um, platforms that CGI, trading group. I've done some videos about that. Really like what they're doing. They're paying about 1.65% a day for the 7-day program, and then you got it up to about 2.2% for an 8-week program. You do get your capital back at the end of the term. So that's a strong, strong program, but it's in a different category than this one. And so that's why I'm not talking about those type of programs in this particular conversation. You know, Maybe on my next video, I'll talk about kind of some what I call goal level platforms that have some additional features, right? You got stable fund, CGI, Bitmonsters, and I'm even going to talk about some traditional investments like stocks, dividend stocks, indexes. Those are some things that I haven't talked about yet, but I do want you to understand that those are some that will definitely set you up for success in the long term. And that's what I'm looking for right now, is to grab a hold to those set it and forget it types, right? But every single day, every single month, every single quarter, I have that income coming in without me having to go chase it. That's why I'm talking to you about these platforms. Today, I'm going to tell you that after I've followed and I continue to follow a lot of the ups and downs and information about tech trades and TP Global, even Hero X, I believe that right now, the best thing you can do is get into tech trades, um, and really get into that, because what they're doing, right? They've already proven that the bots are phenomenal, right? I mean, you're not going to win every day, so I don't expect to win every day. So that doesn't bother me. Even if and they'll if they trade for a couple of days and they lose, they won't trade the next day, right? They'll recalibrate, and then next thing you know, let's say you lose about 2% one day, 2% the next day. Guess what happens that third day? They come back with a 13% win. So this is what I see all the time with them. So I'm cool with it, right? Over 100%, hadn't even finished out the month yet. So Tech Trades to me is probably one of the better programs. Um, they do have very active and concerned members. You got some leadership there that understands the bot, um, that understands the actual detail about what the bot is doing and how it's operating, and what happened with the actual broker account that was working with the liquidity provider, um, and dealing with the withdrawals. They had to stop for a second, step back, and now I thought they had stopped, like weren't operating, but literally within the last week, I started, checking my account, and it was still growing. And like I said, over the last 10 days, which is about 2 weeks, I'm over 159%. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. Right. So I'm excited about where we're going. And so you can go to my Telegram chat, and I recommend you go to my Telegram, right? And there's a reason for you to go to my Telegram, because if you go to my Telegram group, what you're going to find is you have access to the tech trades, and you can get in now. And within the next couple of days, they're saying that they're working on a beta with their bot and move from MT4 to MT5. And there are some technical things going on that I don't totally understand. But what I know is, based upon what the admin in the group, he's working closely with them. And he's saying that if they get this to work, then we'll see more consistency from the bots. And they're still doing, I want to say 2 to 6%, But if you have a bot that they rate at 2%, per day, then they got to make more than that in order to make their money. But they just did 7% on a bot that they're saying 2% is the average. 7% when the average is 2%. Crushing it, right? So these are just facts. The numbers are there. You can look at my group and you'll see that information. You can find the reference for it. Like my man said, do your own research, check things out, make sure you're comfortable with your decision. You don't have to believe me, but the numbers are the numbers. Cool. All right. So, hey, look, I just want to talk a little bit about, what's out there. I've had a lot of a lot of people coming at me with different trading platforms. This one is this one is that. That's cool. Y'all do you, I'll do me. But if you want to be down with Team Achieve and what I bring to the table with years of looking into this kind of stuff, and this definitely this is a space that I enjoy, and I'm a lot of people are really starting to earn, and that's a good thing. All right, we're back on track. We're moving forward. We got some awesome platforms. One of my best platforms. I don't talk about it a lot because we don't have any public type promotions and announcements, but get in touch with me if you really want a serious platform that's outperforming everything I got. Like outperforming, and I can't put it out there because they're very strict on the people that come into the group, how many come into the group. And so if you're really looking for a solid platform where it has multiple protections for you, traders that are dynamic, never missed a payment, been in business over 6 years, with high level clients. If you really are serious about making money in this business, just tired of losing, done with losing, like I'm talking put it on the shelf and run away, I'm never going back there type, get with me and I will talk to you about a platform, a group that has established itself that will give you the benefits that you've been looking for. I am totally serious that I can drop everything else and just focus on this one platform, this one program, this one group, private club that is crushing it. And I want you to win. And so, hey, if you want to win, get in touch with me. All right. Hey, look, I got to run. Been here long enough. It's getting late on this end. But we will have a video. We're going to talk a little bit about stocks and some investment truths that you may not know or may have heard of and just didn't know that they were either true or false. But they having to do with just investments in general. We're talking, personal finance. We're talking stocks, bonds. We're talking, how to really maximize your portfolio so you can win. All right. So I'm not a financial advisor, not an investment advisor. I am just excited about personal finance. I am a crypto consultant, and that's what I do. And in this year, we have been winning and we continue to win. And I want you to win too. All right. So if you're ready to get on that train, then hey, let's make it happen. Texas, baby. That's what's up. Having a good time. This is our year. Let's take it all the way. All right. Peace. I'll see you on the next one. All right. I'm out.